I see the natural world as, pretty much anything that isn't in a building, or that has access to like wildlife or open land. I think the opposite of nature are things that are man-made, like things like houses or like buildings. I do not consider that nature. When I really think about nature, my mind goes to when I go hiking or when I go riding, and there's literally nothing that's artificially built. It's like all that's natural. Like the trees grew where they were, the cactus grew where they were, there's a road runner running across the trail, there's a Gila monster next to the trail, whatever. So to me, not nature are things that are like either placed by man or are man-made. In a typical week, I'm outside every day to go to class. We have an open air campus, and it's a decently large campus, so you have to walk a lot to get to and from classes. So that's 5 days out of the week that I'm in class. But on top of that, I also work at a barn 2 or 3 days a week. So that's an open air with horses and in nature. And I also ride for pleasure, and I do hiking as well. So I'm outside at least 6 days a week. It makes me feel really, really calm. It makes me feel really happy. I think one of my favorite fully immersed moments was when I was in Mongolia, and I was literally in the middle of nowhere in Mongolia. I was on a trip to learn about Mongolian horsemanship, and there's no fences for hundreds of miles. It's just livestock and nature and like golden eagles, and like that's it. I just realized that I had not seen another human being besides the people on my trip with me in like a week. And to know that we were so far in the middle of nowhere, and like we were getting our water from creeks and purifying it, and we were sleeping in tents that are on the ground. I mean, when you're doing literally everything from pooping to showering in nature, there's just an experience that really makes you feel like this is everything, and you're surrounded by it constantly, and there's no distraction. It definitely made me aware of all of like the cultural things that in America we're raised with that in other places of the world they're not raised with. Like they had to put like bars up like on the side of like the little like outhouse so that the foreigners could hold onto the bars while squatting, because we don't squat all the time, so we don't have the muscles. So like even stuff like that where it was like this cultural like, wow, we don't like, our bodies physically are not used to this because it's not a necessity for us. But it reminded me of a lot of things that I need to work on. So I mean, it like gave me changes to make, but the trip itself I think was the catalyst for it, if that makes any sense.